Welcome everyone to another episode of Extreme Power No Handling. Today we're dealing with a 1966 Nissan Silvia. Now this has a 666 horsepower inline 6 engine and it weighs 2,296 pounds. So yeah, this has more than 7 times the power that it had originally because it had about 88 horsepower. And yeah, it weighs a bit more though, about 100 pounds more, but I don't think that's going to worry it with all that power. Plus it has 560 foot-pounds of torque, so yeah, very powerful engine in a car that, yeah, standard it was alright with handling because it didn't have all that much power to deal with, but with more than 7 times the power that it had originally, I think it's going to struggle, especially since it doesn't have all the trickery underneath that you'd expect with a car with this amount of power underneath, you know, like diff and everything like that in the rear. So yeah, I think it's going to struggle. It did have wobbly suspension originally, which didn't come through a lot with the speeds it was doing originally when it was stock, but yeah, it's going to be a whole lot more worse now it's got all this power. So let's see what it can do. And it's immediately struggling for traction. No surprise there then. This can go from 0 to 110, which was its original top speed, quicker than this could do 0 to 60 when it was stock. So that just shows how quickly this car accelerates. It originally did 0 to 60 in 12 seconds. This gets 0 to 110 in about 10. Even though this isn't the most powerful car we've taken on this series, it's certainly one of the ones that's not exactly aching to having this amount of power. Stopping this car from its well above its original top speed is tricky to say the least. You have to brake way earlier than you would normally. So keep lighting up one wheel because it hasn't got a good diff, should I say. Certainly nothing that you'd expect in a car with this amount of power from nowadays. Near as well, which is to be expected. Much bigger engine up front, with a pair of turbos. Let's see if we can get a good timing. 32.8 is really, really poor. Obviously our first lap was a clean lap, so if we do go faster we'll take that time when it's recorded. Obviously we're on a dirty lap at the moment. really does not like going around corners with power on. Those near 50-year-old brakes not working very well there. And there we go, 1 minute 32.647. That's a really slow time. I was expecting a bit more out of this with all that power and not all that much weight. So yeah, it's just ahead of the 1968 Abarth 595. So yeah, that's 4th from bottom. It's even slower than a Ford Bronco and a Ford Country Squire, so that kind of puts it in perspective how slow this was. Yeah, it just could not put the power down at all. Its rear traction was poor at the rear. Also understeered on the second lap, and the brakes were poor as well. Anything really above its top speed, it was struggling. Well, its original top speed, it was struggling to slow down from, which I guess is to be expected. It was never meant to decelerate from 120 plus mile an hour. So yeah, to be expected that it was going to struggle in that kind of area. But I was expecting a bit more out of it with the lack of weight and relatively decent amount of power. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.